What's going on YouTube? My name's Mike. I'm the Ground Beef Chief. Today I got for you guys a 16-week update on Carnivore. Also, I want to show you guys my chickens that I adopted from my friend who we've had for the last month or so. And I want to show you how I've been raising them and their living style until the spring. So when the weather clears up, we're going to bring them outside, but I'm going to show you how I have them now. Also, I got a weigh-in for you guys, and that'll be towards the end of the video. And I'm just going to do a brief recap on how this week went. So I'll start by saying I know that some of you are wondering, hey, where you at now? You got a whole different background, whole lot of clutter in here, right? Well, that's because this is my grandpa's garage. This is where my grandpa spent most of his time at before he passed away. And he passed away when I was in high school. So I've just been out here tinkering around today because I just wanted to get out of the house. The last 3 days have been really miserable. We had the power go out in part of our house. Couldn't figure out why. We had the electric company here and they said everything was good on their end. We're going to have electricians come out. So we had to have 2 different electricians come out. The second one was really experienced. He knew exactly what it was. It turns out we had 2 big fuses for where the main power comes in the house that were blown. And I had no idea that those fuses were in there. I mean, those suckers are huge. He had to drive an hour away to go pick up the 2 fuses that we need because there's no place nearby that sold those fuses. So he came back, bring them back, put them in, and the power got turned on, and it was only a few $100s. So thank God it was no more than that, and thank God we got a good electrician who knew what he was doing. And finding guys like that is really hard nowadays. So as you can imagine, this last 3 days has been really rough. So part of the electric that was out was our heater. So we do have a fireplace upstairs and we do have a coal burner in the basement. So I had to keep both of those going the past 3 days on top of working. And I got barely any sleep over the last 3 days, making sure the fireplace is stoked for my grandma to be warm. And me, I'm a big guy, so I know I can survive in the cold, but I'm worried about my grandma being 83 years old. And so I just want to make sure that she was warm the entire time and she was good. She actually slept in the living room where the fireplace is at. So needless to say, this was a really stressful week for me. Now that all that's taken care of, I'm kind of just outside today. I have to put some bleach in the well because for some reason when the power goes out, the pumps in the well shut off and the water that comes back after the well being shut off for a few days is like brown and nasty. So I had to dump some bleach down the well, and so I'm gonna bring you guys with me real quick to show you how I got to do that. Normally we dump a gallon of bleach in, but last month I just put a gallon of bleach in the well. So this week I'm only going to put about a half gallon in. So let's go do that real quick and I'll be right back. So I have here a gallon of bleach and here's the well. We kind of got to dump the bleach down the well like this a few times a year. All right, you guys, so that's how I do that. Normally I got to do that a few times a year unless the power goes out. So it's not really a big deal. It's not really that hard. The well's not very far from the house. It's only about 60 foot from the house. And that well was dug in the 70s, just to give you guys an idea of the kind of well water we have. We don't have any softener or anything, so I don't drink the well water. I do put it through the coffee pot and drink my coffee with it, and that's it. So anyways, guys, as far as my diet went for this week, I ate less than any other week since I've started Carnivore, and there's no particular reason that I ate less. It's not because I wanted to eat less or anything. I just ate less because I didn't have much of an appetite at all this week. I don't know if it's because the weather's changing or I don't know if my body's finally getting adapted to operating like it should or whatnot. But this week I didn't eat much, and I'll throw a couple pictures up on what I ate this week. So basically, I only ate a couple hamburgers a day with some bacon, or I ate eggs with some bacon, or maybe a chuck roast. And I couldn't even finish my chuck roast the days that I had my chuck roast, just because it was like I was fully satisfied way quicker than usual, which I'm not going to complain about. But again, you guys, if you guys have followed me for some time, I'm worried about losing any lean body mass. So on the days where I can't get at least 250 grams of protein, I'm kind of risking losing my lean body mass, which is a real big fear of mine because I only want to lose fat on this diet. I don't want to lose any muscle mass. Now, there's always people in the comments telling me, well, go ahead and fast for a couple days. You don't have to worry about muscle mass because that'll stimulate your growth hormone and all this and that. For those of you that tell me that, I do appreciate that feedback. However, in the past when I've dieted, I always noticed that when I restrict my protein, I lose muscle mass pretty quick. I'm not going to fast. For those of you that don't know, my goal weight is between 260 and 280, so we'll see. When I get down to 280, we'll see if I'm satisfied with being 280 or if I want to jump it down to 260. So I haven't been under 300 pounds since I was 12 years old. So at 12 years old, I was 330 pounds and 6'1". So I don't know what it feels like to be under 300 pounds. And the last time I was under 400 pounds was before I became a truck driver. Before I became a truck driver, I was actually healthy and active for such a big guy. So I was 320 pounds when I went in to get my DOT physical before I became a truck driver, and that was the lightest I had been from the time I was a kid in my adult life. That was the lightest I was, and then when I became a truck driver is when I ballooned on and gained, 330 pounds. But anyways, enough about that, you guys. So now I'm going to show you guys my chickens. I'm going to show you how I raise them, and then we'll come back and talk about it real quick, and then we'll do the weigh-in. Okay, here's the girls. I got them in a kennel here, guys, and every week I clean out this pine shavings, and got their water in there, got their feed, and right here I got some bacon grease. One of my viewers told me to go ahead and put the bacon grease in their food, so that's what I'm going to do. And this bacon grease isn't hot, it's just a little over room temperature. So I'm going to have to put that on their food. Gonna kind of mix it in a little bit. Here you go, girls, you guys are going to love this. But yeah, so that's the girls. They sometimes do get in a fight, but ever since we put them in this big kennel, they've been all right. And we get about an egg from them, and I'm not sure of their names. My friend did have names for them, but I don't remember them. So let's see if we can get, there you go. But yeah, guys, I get about an egg every day from them, so hopefully in the springtime they give us more. So they only got about another month and a half in this kennel, and they're doing all right, guys. All right, so as you can see, you guys, that's how I have my chickens right now. I clean out their cage once a week, and we just put shaved pine in the cage for, an insulator when it gets real cold out. We throw old jackets on top of their cage so the heat stays in, but I think the coldest weather for the year is done, and springtime's right around the corner, and today it's actually raining, and I'm literally sitting here at the garage door looking out, and it's actually raining, but there's still snow covered on the ground and stuff, and it's really icy and stuff. And whoever suggested to give my chickens the bacon fat and the fat from my air fryer that I don't like, thank you for that suggestion. Them chickens really enjoy it, and they're laying eggs more often now. So adding that fat to my chicken's diet definitely helped out, and I think it made them a lot happier too. One thing I noticed about those chickens is they are really aggressive towards one another when they're eating. And so I was debating with my friend who I adopted them from to get them in separate cages, but he said no, they've always been together, so I think we should keep them together. And since I started feeding them the fat, they've been a lot less aggressive towards one another when I feed them, so that's good. Turns out like fat is just like a miracle thing, I guess. All right, so in the springtime, I plan on getting a coop outside. So we have a big area about 100 foot wide by like 50 foot in between the garage and the barn. Now, our original plan was to put them in the barn and kind of give them an area to go outside the barn to be on the range and stuff. But I think if we fence them in between the barn and the garage, they'll have a lot more free range area to go. And since we do live out in the country, there are like coyotes and there's hawks and all that kind of stuff that I don't want them to get killed by and stuff. So we're going to put some chicken wire out. We're going to try to find a way to protect them from hawks and other predators. I'm just waiting for the weather to clear up and the ground to dry up, and then I'm going to have my friend come over here and we're going to do that. So my chickens only got about another month left in that kennel, and then I can finally put them outside, and we plan on getting at least a dozen more. But all right, you guys, let's go ahead and we'll get weighed, and then I'm going to come back out here and we'll talk about that, and then I'll close out the video. All right, so as you guys can see, I'm 547 and a half this week, and last week I was 549 and some change. So we lost only about 2 pounds this week. I guess I'm not surprised considering the last 3 days, the amount of stress that I've gone through, and maybe by me eating less, my body's like, oh, we got to hold on to some of this. We might be starving. I know, right? Obese man saying that his body might think he's starving. It sounds crazy. So apparently, stress and all that stuff really gets to me, especially when it comes to my weight loss. And I think while me being a truck driver, the job being very stressful, truck driving in general is just stressful. You're stressed out the entire time. I think that also contributed to me putting on a lot of the weight that I put on over the years. And so this week was a testament to that. And so next week, let's hope everything goes nice and smooth next week and we see more of a drop off than just 2 pounds or 3 pounds. I know that that's healthy weight loss, but for me, still being in the 500s, guys, that's still pretty slow considering I haven't had a carb in over 100 days. So we started this weight loss journey at 650 pounds. Today we are 547. That brings us a total weight loss of 103 pounds in 16 weeks. I'm not complaining at all. And just so you guys know, like, I have noticed a lot of things about my body that have changed. And I don't want to get too personal and stuff, but my toenails are not the prettiest, so to speak. And I got to say, my toenails really started to clear up, I noticed the other day. So that's a really good sign that my liver's getting healthier. So if you have bad toenails, it could be a sign of a fatty liver or liver disease and even kidney problems and stuff. So my toenails are clearing up, and that's a really good sign. So I'm really happy about that. Doing things is so much easier. When I shower, it's so much easier to reach the places that were tough before. Like, I don't struggle at all when I'm showering. I can do more stuff around the house without being in agony. I still have a lot of back pain, but I don't have back pain anymore just sitting down. Whereas before, I would be in agony even sitting down. So that's incredible. And we're only down 103 pounds because I'm only down 1/6 of my weight. So them kind of results for just 1/6 of my weight loss, I'm so excited to see what it's like when I'm down in the 200s, man. So yeah, you guys, I'm going to finish tinkering around out here. I got a couple things that I'm going to sort out in the garage. And then I'm going to go ahead and go inside and I'll upload this video. And so that's my week 16, you guys. I will see you guys again either Monday or Wednesday of next week. Again, if you're new to my channel and didn't know, I post weekly updates either Monday or Wednesday, depending on how busy my schedule is. So that's all I got for you guys this week, and I will talk to you guys again Monday or Wednesday. Thanks for stopping by.